Once you've got your page set up in Notion, that's great, but what can you actually do with it? How do you go from a page like this to something more like this? Stick around and I'll show you how. As you can see, we've got our first page up here, not looking too great at the moment. The first thing I did was actually create to-do list blocks. And you can do that by selecting the block, turn into to-do list. There are some other quick ways to make the to-do list block, so make sure you check out the video that I did on keyboard shortcuts. Now that we've created a to-do list block, we can now add in an icon. So if you go to the top of the page, you'll see add an icon. You'll automatically input any sort of icon, but you can click on the icon and then select from any of the many images that are in there, upload an image or upload a link. I think what we'll do is we'll put the brain because we're all learning stuff. Now we're going to add a cover, so right underneath the icon you can see add cover. Now again, there's loads of different options that you can use to put a cover on the back of your page. You can upload an image, use a link, or what I personally do is use Unsplash and grab some images off of there. So let's grab that image, that looks pretty cool. So we've now done the cover. Headers, so what I did is I went into this Notion, again, turn into, and I used heading 1. I then turned this into heading 2, and then turned this into heading 3. What I then did to space it out a little bit is I actually moved this block down the bottom, so you can hold it and drag all the way to the side, and put it there, and then move the other one underneath that, and then moved all of these blocks underneath that title, so they are next to one another. Then, because I prefer using the wide page, I went up to the top of the screen, clicked on the 3 dots, select full width, and it gives you a little bit more space. Something else you can do to spice up your page a little bit is change the colour of the text. So you can highlight the text colour, and I used red. A quick shortcut that I use is using the / command and then typing in the colour that you want. If you want to make something a little bit more bold, you can use the callout block. So going into the menu, turn into, callout is right down the bottom. As you can see, this puts us in a nice little square, and it gives you an emoji. You can change that emoji by clicking on it and selecting any from the list, just like the icon we did at the top of the page. If you want to put an emoji anywhere on the page, you can just use the keyboard shortcut. I personally use Windows full stop, and I put the rest of them on screen for you to see. What it does is it brings up the emoji menu, and you can input any emoji that you want. And then of course you can move anything around and move it wherever you want, so let's put it in the middle and bring it down a little bit. The last thing I want to show you is actually putting dark mode on. So if you go over to the sidebar menu, go into settings and members, you can see the dark mode option right there, and you can put it on or turn it off. The keyboard shortcut to doing this is Ctrl-Shift-L. And for more shortcuts on Notion, don't forget to click the video here, and I'll see you there.